Hi everyone, thank you for having me. So today I'm going to showcase my hackathon entry for the SharePoint hackathon, which happened back in March. It's already been a while now. So it's the insurance claim assist, and I'm using a combination of Copilot in SharePoint, what used to be called AI in SharePoint, but hey ho, name rename with Copilot Studio, like a multi orchestrated agent to show like the possibility of combining both to enable an end user to submit any insurance claim. So a little bit about me before moving on. So my name is Reshmee Auckloo, currently Microsoft MVP, working at Avanade as a modern workplace consultant. And this is my social links if you want to reach out even after the call or related to any questions. Please do connect and ask your question. So the agenda today, very high level. I'm just going to go through how I've used the Copilot in SharePoint as well as Copilot Studio to build like an orchestrated multi-agent architecture, and just show like the demo. Maybe I'll spend more time in the demo itself, really. So Copilot in SharePoint, this has been renamed, as I kind of mentioned, like it used to be called AI in SharePoint, previously Knowledge Agent, and previously SharePoint Syntax, SharePoint Premium has been like a lot of different names. But I hope like the capabilities, I've used all of them. Like I've used like the content management features to be able to create list libraries, but probably I won't show you how I've done it, but show you just like the output because of time. And I've used like the autofill features to create like autofill columns within libraries, so to extract data from files. I'm gonna show you how I've used that. And yeah, and then like we have like the latest additions, like the skills in SharePoint. So I'm gonna show how I'm using it for some reporting capability for my particular solution. So within Copilot Studio, I would say like the concept of child and connected agent, that was like in the classic experience, like less like relatively less than 2 weeks ago. And then after build, Microsoft did announce the new experience within Copilot Studio, where child agent is no longer being available in the new experience, but you have like what we call like inline agents. So probably could use like the concept of inline agents rather than child agent. So the difference between them, I'm going to showcase why I've used the combination of both. It's more like a subtask like within your parent agent, uh, and and each one has like its own tooling knowledge. It's more like a specialized agent within your parent agent. But one of the things to remember, if you use a child agent, it's if you delete the parent agent, the child agent is gone, and as well as to share like some of the settings as a parent agent, like authentication, where it's being published extra. And then the concept of connected agent, they are like standalone agent having like its own settings. For example, it could be like using a different model, or it could be like cross-platform as well. Like you could connect to Microsoft Foundry agent or Fabric agent, as well as a different Copilot Studio agent. Yeah. So this is just like the architecture behind like the Copilot Studio multi-agent scenario. And one of the things I like to remember is it you can't really have like a nested multi-agent architecture. So the maximum depth is 2. So that's why I went to have like that particular architecture, because like for example, if you consider like the claims and code agent, which is a parent agent, it's already has like another connected agent to it, uh, and other child agent. So I can't really reuse it to connect it to another parent agent. So that's why I end up like with that particular architecture. So this is like for a fictitious insurance company that provide different insurance from car, health, dental, travel insurance. And as well, so this particular is just, it's no representative of a real insurance claim scenario. It's just to showcase, and the capability is only to allow the end user to submit an insurance claim and as well as to ask for insurance code. So why I have the insurance code as a separate agent is because probably like for someone navigating a website, for example, they might want to ask for insurance code and they don't need to be authenticated, but to be able to submit an insurance claim, you want the end user like to be authenticated. So it's thinking like, okay, different authentication or possibly like different knowledge sources as well. You want to restrict it so it doesn't have like the same knowledge sources as like the travel insurance claim agent. So it's just like a few have to be a bit more conscious around when to use a child agent versus a connected agent, because at the end of the day, you don't want to have like a sprawl of loosely connected agents, but you want to have like a good grouping of functionality if possible, so that it's easier to manage in the end. All right, so this is like the process that I'm going to show where the user submit the claim from the Copilot Studio agent, and that claim gets saved into SharePoint, and then within SharePoint we have like the autofill features which extract all the data, and then yeah, if the demo goes work, I'll show like the skills as well, or if anything, otherwise I'll show like a recorded video. Let's see how things go on. And the next one, I'm going to show demo. So this is one of the parent agent. I won't go drill into too much details just because of time. So I have a series of child agent and a connected agent. So you even have one which is like from the icon, it's like a Microsoft Foundry agent. And yeah, so and then if you look in terms of the knowledge source, one of the advantages of using the child agent is to be able like to target a particular subset of knowledge that you provide to the agent to a particular subtask, which is handled by the child agent in that particular scenario. Then here I have like insurance policies, and I'm just like targeting based on the type of insurance it is. Let's see if I was testing it like in the morning and it was kind of slow. So let's see how it is now. Otherwise, I'll go through something which I've already done. So yeah, so to start with, it's asking me the type of insurance I need help with, because that's going to determine the child agent that's going to get triggered. It's asking me for my email address so that it can pull like my details in terms of address, any other information, like whether I have any active insurance policies. And then I'm kind of telling it what I want to do. I'm saying I would like to submit a claim for car repairs. So, and I'm using like agent flows in the background to be able like to get those data, get customer details and get policy covers. So if I didn't have like an active insurance cover, it was going to tell me like it can't proceed with my claim because I didn't have any active insurance policy cover. So in that instance, it did. And then through my instructions, I'm kind of telling it like what to ask the user for that particular claim. So that's what it asks those in particular information. So I'm providing the information around like details, like when it happens, description, the date, the amount, and if that work, and then what it did, it triggered like another agent flow, which kind of uploaded the claim, and this is like in my SharePoint library. if it works. So I've got it here. So it takes a little bit of while. So what I've done, like the claim got uploaded, and in here, in that particular library claims, I've got a lot of different columns. Okay, now it's populated. And these, like where you have like the little sparkle, they are like the autofill columns. And these are easily done. Say if you have like a blank vanilla library, you can upload like let's say a list of invoices, but in this instance I have like a set of insurance claim which I've uploaded, and then you can click on create autofill columns and it will suggest like some columns that are appropriate based on the data that you have, and then if you're happy you can proceed, and then it will create all those columns for you. And then in that particular instance, it just extract like those details from a particular file and populate in here. So that's one of the use of the Copilot in SharePoint. So one other thing just to bear in mind, I can't, yeah. Yeah, so this is like a floating button, which is you need to enable it in the background so that you can see it. All right, and then the other one I'm gonna show you because I'm just realizing the time is the use of skills. So I'm going back to the home page because this button is a little bit contextual. So based on where you are, whether you're in a library or in a list, it behaves a little bit differently. I'll go to the home page and I say generate claims report. And again, like in my library site, I've already created a scale, and again, to create the scale, I didn't create it manually. I've used the Copilot in SharePoint to help me create the scale. So I've tell the Copilot in SharePoint to create a scale to help me generate an insurance claim report, and I think it did it quite well. In terms of defining whatever I need to have. I won't go into much detail. And one other thing what you can do is you can reference another skill within your skill. So this is a skill for generating a report, and I'm telling it to refer to another skill, which is going to format my report in nicely HTML format. So that skill is here, and that skill I didn't create it from scratch. We have like a site which is called skills.sh, and that's the front end design. That's like the same skill that I'm applying here. So let's see how it did. Oh, still thinking. uh, we'll see if it works or not. If not, I'm not so sure why it decided to. That's like the output of the skill. If it worked, how it looked like. So it have like a nicely formatted report which has been generated based on the data on my SharePoint site. Yeah, I think that's it from me, and I don't think still thinking. All right, still thinking about but it did find like the skill in my SharePoint site, and then it's still kind of processing in the background. All right, that was my SharePoint hackathon entry. So yeah, so that was my demo. In case I didn't work. So my takeaways and what next. So using the Copilot in SharePoint helps to reduce the manual work, helps to automate a lot of the tedious work like creating lists, libraries, as well as all the different columns by having the autofill columns. And then like from the Copilot Studio agent, having like a multi-agent scenario it helps to make it a little bit easier, like to update, to maintain, and having like a modular pattern helps like with reusability. So the next steps are just to try like the new experience, try like the workflows, and just see how far I can get with the new experience. And the other one, which I didn't show, but which is very important, is evaluation and testing to ensure like all the output from your agents are accurate. But that's something next time. Thank you so much. That's it from me.